Okay, good. So what we're going to do today, we're going to go over the application billings. Okay, we went over to do very deeply. I went over the whole stuff that you need to know. I went over billings, but this time I will conclude it. Okay, I will finish all what we need to do. Let me close everything, start from scratch. I will focus only on this application today. So billing application. Here we go. Every application, as you know, we have migrations. We usually don't touch it. Apps, templates, it's for the templates of the applications. And there are several of them. Under that, we have admin, we have apps. This one we usually don't touch. They really, very rarely, I think I used it maybe a couple times for special things, but you usually don't need to touch this file. We have the models, that's for the tables. That's where we define tables. We had two tables we dealt with mostly, customers and items. And for this course, that's the only two that we're going to deal with. In the future, we'll deal with invoice and items and invoice, but not for this course. And that's where we define tables. Tests we usually don't touch. The style that I teach, you really don't need it. It's a whole field. You will see people spend hours developing what is called, how do I test my application? I find it's a waste of time. If you work in the right way, you save a hell of a lot of time. And URLs and views are very important. URLs is the gateway, I call it. That's the way we get into this application. And how do we get to this application? So let's start. Python, manage.py, run server. And I'm going to start with 8,000, which is the default. I'm going to run. Okay, I'm opening the kind of my own server. And here we go. What did I get? What did I get? There's nothing after the 8,000, meaning I am here with my, that means I'm getting to the URLs of the project, not the applications. I'm not under any one of those. I'm under the project. So let's even close that one. Stage number one, I'm getting here. That's the stage number one, as we did in the previous sessions. I'm getting here. Where am I getting exactly? I'm getting right in this line. How do I know this line? Because when I look at here, there is nothing after that. I could put it in a slash, won't make a difference. Okay, there's nothing after that. If there is nothing after that, that means I got to here. Of the project. Threads is the project's name, and under there I have the URLs. Okay, let's close that one so it won't confuse us. The URLs, and how do I know which one of those ones? I'm looking for the empty one. That's an empty one. That means I'm going to go to these applications. It's going to route me. That's why I like to call this file a router. It's routing me to this application. So it tells me, go to the project. You are in the project threads. Go to the directory apps. Right after that, here we go, going there. And under that, it says you should find a directory called main. I'm looking for a directory called main. I found it. And under that, you should find a file called URL without the S. I think they are one consistent. In fact, with the S, my mistake. With the S. Here we go. I'm going there, double click, and here we go. Oh, but here I'm getting a new list. Which one I'm going to go now? Again, I'm going to the empty one. But as I told you, you can use a path or you can use URL. It's the same things. I think URL came before path, but both of them do the same work. And it doesn't matter, you have two styles. What it says here, go again to an empty. Go to the place which is empty. Empty is really what it's here. There's nothing after it. So it's totally empty. It means after you went to here, which route you to this place, in this place also find the empty one. So the empty one, and how do I know that that's the empty one? Because the head means beginning, a dollar sign means the end. Between the beginning and the end, there is nothing. If there is nothing, means go here. If it was log in, if I type log in, let's try it, see what happens. In fact, that work should work. But I didn't want to focus on it in this course. See, it got me to another page. I didn't want to focus on that in this course. We'll focus on it in other courses. And the truth of the matter, don't waste your time. There's already done. They already have been done by Django. Don't waste your time on things that you just copy them, put them in your application, and forget about them. You don't even need to know how they work. I do it all the time. Focus on the things that you want to be expert. This one, it's a waste of time. It's already done. In fact, this one I probably copied, right, as it is from Django. And I know it works. But if this is, see, because I tapped log in, it took me to this page. Let's look at another thing. If I go to profile, I take this profile. What do I get now? I'll get something. And that's very important in certificate one that you understand. There we go. I got another page of the profile. See, it says the username is anonymous because that's the way I logged in. You got it? So the truth of the matter, I think I might have opened it here. No, I didn't. I closed it. I didn't really care. Okay, but in Academy City, you can see it. You know, when you log in Academy City, let me just show it to you in Academy City. That's why I don't waste my time on that, because it's already well established. If I go to my account, see, this is much nicer too. If I go to here, to profile, edit profile, I get to my page and I can change all my stuff. It's the same things, but this is much bigger. And that's what we do in certificate too. You don't be afraid. You can change your picture. You can do a lot of other things. And there's no point to waste your time on those kind of things. What's important for me is that you understand the meaning of this one. So if this is empty, it will take me to the empty place. Going to the empty place, that means not this one. All of those are full. It's have different name. This is the only one that it's empty. So it's going to take me to this function. So I'm going to go there. Control B. I'm there. So what do I see here? This one already we know. This is a function, and I love functions. I hate these ones. We have views. I usually don't use, most of those are views. No, this is functions. Yeah, this one is a function. Those are classes. I don't like to use those, but I wanted to, for your own knowledge, sometimes you might take a code from another person from the internet, and they might use views. So be aware that some people program with views. I usually like the functions. Gives me more control. I feel like I'm controlling everything. It's much straightforward. I don't need to always remember that he is going to use, you know, he's automatically using a template or whatever. I don't like it. I like when I have a whole control. And in a function, you really feel the whole control. And it's a very simple. How does it work? The most important line is this one, the render. That's the most, I'm going to ask you about this line. This line has 3 parts. I repeat, this line has 3 parts. The one called request, and you don't need to do anything, so you just copy. Django makes sure in the render, it will do something. By the way, it's a very important one. We're not using it in this course. In other courses, we do. I use it a lot in Academy City website. I made a special one that in the request, I can have several websites on my system. And I save so much money by knowing that. When we get there, you can ask Daniel. Daniel knows we develop a special component for different website. I give you an example, okay? When I go to Academy City, I go to the website of Academy City. If I type here a different title, let's say Uganda, I think it's called Uganda Towns, if I remember that call. See what I get. Here we go. I got a website, a different website, but it's in the same computer of Academy City. This is beautiful. This is Jeremiah did, by the way. This is the work of Jeremiah, this component. Okay? He designed it and the whole things, and Daniel and Jeremiah worked on it. That's beautiful. See? This is amazing. This is beautiful. But this is also on Academy City website. I should have rented another computer to put this website on it, but I don't. And the reason I'm showing it to you, first of all, well, what to look for, but I'm using this one. And this is very important for you in this course. You don't need to know what you can do with it. You just make sure you put it in the first part. Okay? The second part is the template. You want to render the student. You want to render the user. And this is the home template. Where do I find it? We always work organized. Since I am in the application of the main, we always have templates, and under that, we always make a main directory. I repeat, this one belongs to the main application. Under the main, we always have templates directory. Under the templates directory, we always have a directory by the same name. Same things will be for billings. I will have a directory called templates, and under that, I will have directory billings, same name. We always work this way. For the main, we have templates main. Under that, we put all the templates, one of which is home. So we're going to render, as the name of the function said, we're going to send this template to the user. So when the user open this one, let me close this one, go back to here. When what happened? When this one is empty and I'm getting the main page, I'm clicking on this one. That's the way we did it last time. So when you click it, open the Academy City website. But when I'm putting it empty, it's bringing me the main page of the main application. That's what we're getting here. And we went over that last time. Okay, so that's the second part. Third part is variables that I transfer to the template. So those three things, you must know it by heart. And here I can put anything I want. This one I chose to put only a title and subtitle. And I told you, these two are Python variables. Titles underscore, it's a Python variable. I might ask in the exam, is title underscore, is a Ginger variable? Is it a Django variable? Is it a template variable? No, it is a Python variable. On the other hand, title with no underscore, this is in the template. It's a variable inside the template. So let's go and open the template. In the template, here we go. Here I'm using that variable title, no underscore after it. That's the way we're using it. By the way, it doesn't make a difference if you put spaces there. Okay? Doesn't make any difference. If you feel like comfortable that way or that way. Also, those spaces don't make a difference either, by the way. Okay? You can put it that way, it won't work. It's just the same. Anyway, the important thing is that I can have variables here and I can transfer them to the template. This is defined in Python, but I'm converting them for this dictionary to go to the template. Inside the template, it's a whole different world. And we went over that last time. and we talked about it. Okay? So, okay, good, beautiful. One thing about this template is it's extending this template, which let's look at it for a second. And then we can start our session. And this one, by the way, have a lot of buttons. That's one you know already. And we went over it, one of which is taking us to the billings application. Let's look at this one. This one is nothing but, I am in here. So let me log in. I log in. Okay. And here we go, billings. You see that? Just to prove to you I'm not lying. Okay. Let me go back again here. I would change it. Amos billing. I will remove it in a second, just for demonstration. If I go here, refresh, you see it changed. Okay, so the main application job is to allow me to navigate to all the other applications. So since billings is one of them, we would like to have a link here, like we had for the to-do we went over last time. Okay, and other application in the future we will see them. Okay, you will see I'll talk about the drawing in the beginning of next certificate 2. I talk about the drawing application. I'll talk about Uganda towns as well in the second certificate. They are very interesting application, by the way. Okay, this is the way we start, how you make something like that. You see, when you click, then we go into and dive deeper than that. Okay, and I can go back to the main. I go back to the drawing. This one, I think I showed it to you. I can make a board, give it a name. And how do I do that? And here I can start painting. How do you do that? That's a lot of JavaScript. So certificate 2 is a lot about JavaScript. It's a very powerful language, extremely powerful. So these are the little things that we will learn. We start in certificate 2. But for now, the only things that I wanted to make sure is the top menu of the main is to navigate to the other application. We're going to focus on billings. So I'm going to focus on this one. Just going to remove my name. That was just for demonstration. Good. So we're going to refresh and then must disappear. I'm clicking on it. Good. What happened? Look at the top. It says billings. Oh, that button, by the way, that button automatically makes sure that that's what it would write here. If you put the mouse here, look at the bottom here, or the bottom of the screen. When I put the mouse, it automatically put the billings. That's what it's going to take me. And what does it mean? How does it know? When I go and look at the routing, okay, let's click this one, close this one, close this one. We don't need all of those. I'm going to close them. I'll close everything. So what is he going to do? He's going to the main router, and he looks for billings. See the billings, because I put there, he put there the billings. You see that? So since I put the billings there, he knows that I want to go here. And pay attention, after the D billings, there is nothing. There's nothing after the slash. That means that he's going to go to this application. So he's going to go again, the apps. This time is going to go to the billings application. And under that is going to go to the URLs. But which one of them is going to go to? Now that becomes to be easy. In the URLs, the head and the dollar signs, that means there's nothing in there. It's going to go there because I know after the slash, there is nothing after the slash. If there is nothing after the slash, that's the place he's going to go to. So therefore, he is going to go to this function. I'm doing Control B, he's going to go here. That's the page is going to render to me. If I wanted something else, again, for your knowledge, if I put there, create customer, let's copy it, just for fun, so you feel comfortable. Don't be afraid, okay? If I put that one after that, that means I want totally different things. Then click. Oh, I got something. I got an error. Maybe there is some error here. I don't know. The page doesn't find. That's interesting. The billings, create customers. Let's see why it doesn't find it. That's interesting. I will explore it. Okay, we'll explore it later on. Okay, we will explore. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's take something else that maybe would work. Items. Let's see items. Let's see if items will work. Let's put items here. Oh, it works. It does give me really the skin of the items. This one looks familiar to you from previous sessions. Let's look at another one. So each one of those, it takes me to another page. That's really the bottom line that I wanted you to absorb. Let's take customers. Customers, where is that? Customers. Which one didn't work? Create customer. This one that didn't work. I'll see in a minute. We'll figure out why it didn't work. Let's look at this one, customers. And oh, I got the page of the customers. So the way you can think about it, the Django work in a way that to get a page, I'm specify it's right here. I can specify it's here. Okay. One day when you get to certificate above certificate 3, I'll talk about some security. This is really not the right way to do things, but it's good for certificate 1. In the future, if in Academy City, everybody will be able to go to all my pages just like that one, they can break to my computer and that can make a mess. Okay. And I made something that they cannot do it. I will just demonstrate to you. By the way, if you look at my email, I get those messages. You see those messages? This is somebody trying to break into my computer, by the way. I get message of everything. This one, this is perfect example. But I did something it cannot. You see, this is, you can tell, it really couldn't access. So I'm getting a message and I'm exploring who is trying to attack me. If somebody tries to attack you, it means you are important. Okay, but they cannot really break in because I put all the necessary things on Academy City. But that's, I get at least 100 of them here a day. Okay, but I always follow them, it's important. But just general knowledge for certificate 1, just know this is the way we build it. And later on, I will teach you how you protect yourself from somebody to attack your website, okay, or your application. We'll get there, okay? But for now, I just want you to understand this mechanism. It's so important. So if I have nothing, it's going to go to the main one of this application. The main one is the index. So this is it. So I'm going to go to this one and let's look at it. This is beautiful. Why? It's the most simple one that you can look for. I'm not transferring any variables. The request, I'm not doing anything with it. But I'm transferring this index, which is empty, by the way, totally empty. Look like I'm not transferring, but let's see what inside. So again, under the billings, we have templates, we have billings. That's the way it's supposed to be. And we have an index template. That's now it should be very clear and obvious to all of you. I double click on it, I get something. By the way, I'm extending, this one you already know, because I'm not starting from scratch. I'm adding some buttons to the toolbar. Let's look at them, customers and items. Is that right? That's what it says, customers, items. I should have 2 buttons in the toolbar. That's the way we designed it. Let's look if that's true. Yeah, that's true. I get customers and I get items. And I get also main. Where is this one came from? Hold a second, there's a log off too. So there's log off, there's items, there's customers, and there's main. So why all those 4? But I see only 2 here. Oh no. No confusion. We know where they came from. They came from this one because we extended something that already defined those other 2. Let's look at it. If I go to the base billings, which is right here, let's look at it. Beautiful. Oh, there is a button here already defined, but only the main. So the main was defined in the one I'm extending this one, and this one defined it. That's good. So now I understood where this one came from. So where this one came from? No problem. Let's look at it. No problem. Why no problem? Because the base billings is extending the base. So let's look at the base. Where is the base sitting? I don't see any base here. No problem. We know that the application itself has its own template. This one is being shared by all the applications. So it should be here. Oh, no surprise, it is there. So this one is really here. Let's look at it. Oh, this one looks so complicated. I didn't even try to teach you that one. Remember, I said, don't worry. Certificate 2, we'll dive into it. For now, all what I need to know is, where is this toolbar? So we scroll down, scroll down. We don't really care about all of that stuff. Here we go. These are empty. Oh, this one, by the way, if you have a good eye, in here, we use the app toolbar to fill it up. Whereas app toolbar is this one. So whatever we're writing here, we're really overriding this empty one. And if you look at this one, the index is putting it in the sub app. So whatever we're filling here, it is really going here. So that's why the main is here and the other two are here. And where is the logo? Is right here. Nobody can change that. All the other, every page will have logo. Doesn't matter where we are in the application because we put it in the base. So that one will be always there. It's defined in the very base template. So if I go to the main application, it will be there. I just different time. I go to the to-do, it changed everything, but this one is there because this is the base for everything. That's why we designed it that way. It's very nice. That's the smartest way to design an application. Most important, you understand how Django works and extensions. It's a very powerful feature in a web designing framework. Okay, so we understood that part. We go back to the billings and we now understand all those 4 buttons. Okay, we can go back to our stuff, to the index. What else do we have here? So we understood that. What do we have here? Nothing really. We just put there welcome to the billings application, to the applications today, to the billings app today. So let's change it. So when we go here, you see it says welcome to the billings application today. Stupid title. So welcome. That's just for fun. Welcome back. Okay. Now we have confidence. We're not afraid anymore. We know what to change, what is going to change right there. It's beautiful. So we made our life nice. If we want to add any button, we put it here. If we want to do something in the body of the page, we put it here. That's it. Very simple. Whatever I want to make a table here. Let's make a table. Table. Everything I can put here. PR, that's a new row. Inside it, I can move PD. That's for a column. Let's write Amos and make another one. PD. Balance. But this is the table, really. This is really a table. It won't look like a table, but it is a table. Let's refresh. I got Amos. It doesn't really look exactly like a table, okay? But you can styling it, and that's again, we'll do in the next semester. We talk about styling. Jeremiah will spend a lot of time with you guys too. Jeremiah is our expert on design. He does beautiful stuff. You saw the one he did with the Uganda towns, okay? And he can do a lot of things. And that's his expertise in Academy City. He is leading the design sections, okay? But you can really add a lot of things. You can add border. And how do you do that? By the way, get used to it. I will mention it next semester too. There is a website, excellent website called W3 School, excellent website. I really admire what they have done. Okay, look for it, and you can log in or whatever. I usually don't go even that way. There's a lot of tutorials on so many stuff. Okay, let's go to HTML. There's so many topics, and then you already want table. Let's see if we can find a table. Where's the search? Yeah, I don't know. I don't find the search. I'll be honest with you, I never look at it this way. The way I do it, I go in Google, right here, I write table, HTML, W3, and see the beauty. It will take me right to there. Okay, and I want to design it. See, this is looking like a little nicer design. So, and you will learn, we'll spend more time next semester, how you can steal code. See, this is really, it has a style. You see that? If I take all of that, copy it, so I'm gonna steal it, copy, I will do it next semester. I don't want to waste the time now. Okay, let's put it right, just in the body. And you will see how it will look like. The table will look differently. Should look differently. Here we go. You see, it's already made it bigger. Let me just add a little bit, and you will see this will be slightly different. Let me copy that one. And I'm going to change this one to TH, just demonstration. And I will move on. Let's try this one last name. But the one thing, I don't really need you to know that now. That's for next semester. But what I do really want for this semester, that you know that if you need to put a table in the middle of the body, right in here, you know that you need to put it in this part of in this part. You got it? That's the place. That's what I need you to know. So if I wanted to put a style, I can put it right here. Okay, and that style going to affect how it's going to look like. Let's refresh again. Oh, see, beautiful. That style made a title that on the top is green. You got it? And here it makes it so nice. Let's add another row, only one row, and then move on. I will even keep my name twice. Let's put it several times. So I have several rows. See, this is already looking nicer table. If you don't like this color, you will learn next semester. You can change. You can change it in the style. Okay? You can change. I don't know. I'm colorblind, so it doesn't make a difference to me. But let me see where is the color. Anybody see the color, background color? I think this is it. Children, NT. Let's change that one to blue. I don't know. I'm a colorblind, so it doesn't make a difference to me. But you probably see the difference. See, I changed the colors that is alternate. You can play with it. It's not this course, okay? But at least you know, if I want to make a title like H1 or a table, the place to do it, it's here. That's all what I want you to know. I don't require you to know how to make a table. Don't waste your time, okay? We have enough time in the future. For now, just remember, if I want a table, let me even delete it, okay? And if I want to do styling, we will learn it in the future. We can do any style, pictures, you name it. It's beautiful. And that's a beautiful website. For now, I don't really care. I just wanted to know if you want to put something in the main page, it's in that block. Good, let's move on. Now, we want to go to the customer and items, and I said they are really parallel. Let's go to the customers. And we have, wow, that looks like interesting. A button to create a new customer. We have done all of that. I'm reviewing. It's kind of summarizing everything. And I think this is really good for you to go over it one more time. Okay? And step by step. After you have heard it once or twice, now it's good to summarize. We have a special button to create a new row in the table of the customers. We have a a place that is showing me all the rows that already exist in the table. So if I create a new customer, it's going to add them in the end. At the same time, I would like to view a customer, go back. I want to update. I can change the name, update. It will change that. Go back. Oh, it changed. Okay. Of course, I want to get back and remove it. It doesn't make sense. Fix that. But this is really everything usually you will learn in our next courses based on what we're learning in this course. This is why it's so fundamental course. If I want to delete some name, which one? Let me delete Amos. I want to delete, confirm, bingo, it's gone. So those 4 functions, it's called CRUD. By the way, you can look at YouTube and read. That's good for you. If you like YouTube, you should listen to music. Healthy for you. You can write here. Okay, right here, CRUD. Okay, CRUD, not oil, Django. Okay, let's see if you find something. Of course you will find. Here we go. Django, CRUD. You see that? See that? Watch it. Go and watch it. That's 25 minutes. Okay, look at that a little bit. Okay, get exposed to the community. Okay, but CRUD, that's really, I took it in a nice way and made it as a nice example for you from A to Z. So you can really have all the 4. See, you can create, you can view, you can update, and you can delete. All those 4 functions in this page. And all those, this is it. You cannot do anything else in a database. Now, all around this one. You can be sophisticated in linking them, and that's what we'll do in the future, okay? The same things, if we go back to the billings and we go to the items supposed to function the same way. We have a place to create an item, very parallel. You can tell item, a person, very similar. The only difference is item also have an item name. By the way, let's open it twice. We can open it twice. I can open it as many times as I want. So I can look at the customers on this page, and the other page I can look at the items. That's fine. It works. I can deal with the items in the items here, and here I can deal with the customer. Customer has the first and the last name. So when I go to the view, I will have 2 lines here. On the other hand, here, when I click on view, I'll have 1 line because I don't really have first name for an item or last name. Has only 1 item. So the tables are very similar. The only difference of the table of the customer and the table of the item, that the item will have only 1 place to put data, and the customer will have 2 places. So let's look at the database and take it from there. Okay, let me close this one. Let me close this one. Let me close this one. We already have gone through all of that one. Let me even close that one. I will open it again. Close that one. Close everything. Let's go to the models. Models, it's where we have the database. Let's look at the models. Here we go. Double click. And what do we have? We have all the tables defined. I usually like to close them. I usually have hundreds, honestly, hundreds of tables. In Academy City, I have hundreds. Okay. But so I usually close them and focus only on the one I'm interested in. So I'm interested only on those 2 this time. And the truth of the matter, they are very, very similar. You can tell. This one, inherit for models that models. I call that customer. This one, I call that item. This one has a meta, by the way. It's not important for now. Forget it. The only thing is I'm telling him order it by the customer number. That's the only things. But it's not crucial now. We'll go over it next semester. Not really that crucial for me now. Here I'm just telling him order the items by the item number. It will do it automatically. What's important for me is that you know those 3 lines. Very important. I'm defining 3 columns. I have 3 columns in this table. Okay. The first one is a primary key. We talked about what a primary key is. Okay. Every row will get a number, and I'm asking him to do it automatically for me. The same things I'm doing for the items. I have item number to be my primary key. In this table, we'll have a column. The name of the column will be item number, and that will be filled automatically by the computer. Django does all the work for us. He builds the table for us. He makes sure that the database will fill up this column automatically. The same things it does for the customer. Then I have 2 more columns here. 1 column for the first name, 1 column for the last name. Here we have 1 column only for the name. Makes sense? So when we look at the table here, we just combine them together. Hey, how do you combine them together? Let's look at the template. Let's go back to the template of the customer. By the way, how do I know the template? I can always go to the view and go to the customer's view. And here is the customer's view. It's a customer list. So this is the template, and I can go and look for the customer list. Where is it? Here we go. Double click, and here we go. Very interesting, very simple. Those stuff already making sense to us. You can forget about this one. This has to do with pictures. We'll deal with it next semester. This one you already understand, which is a big deal. This one you understand. And this is the body. Very simple. Here on the top, we just put some button to create a new one. We'll go and talk about it in a minute. And here we have a div, and inside the div we build a table. I just showed you another example, but here we made a table. But we made a smart table. This one is a very special table. But before even I dive into it, okay, and explain, okay, that what we see here, we have a button, we have table, all of those are done inside the template. So I'm getting from here, I'm getting from the view, I'm rendering this template, and this template showing me the information about the customer. But hold a second, this is a very sophisticated template. It's not a regular template, because regular template, I won't have set all this sophistication. Let me delete all of it. And that will be the last sections for this course, really. Let me delete, and I'm going to go over the whole things with you. Bingo. Now it's a simple page. Okay? Now it's a really, I will write Amos, just a stupid Amos. Okay? Make it H1 and close it with H1. Okay? And let's see. So this will be a simple table. But that's not what we have. We have a much more sophisticated page. That's just nonsense. Doesn't make any sense. I don't care about this one. I want to see my customer. But to see the customer, we want to get this customer from somewhere. Where is the list exist? The list of the customer is in the database. So if I want to use it here, I better transfer, first of all, the list to the template. So the template can show me my customers. And the place we do it in the view. So I'm rendering this template, but before I render it, I need to make sure I transfer the list of all the customers. I also transferring a title. So the title is very easy. I'm defining the title right here. The title is going to be training to build customer page. I can change the title right here. It will change it later on. This is really the most important line. Honestly, this is beautiful line. So simple, but so powerful. What it does, it goes to our customer table, pull all the rows from the customer table. That's a very powerful line of code. Very simple, but very powerful. Goes to the database, pull all the rows, bring it to me, and in Python, that list called customer underscore. But I'm transferring it to the customer variable that's going to be in the template. So let me go and put back my code here. Let's ignore this tab. This is only the title. I will deal with it in a second, okay? This is only the bottom of the tab. I'll get back to that. Let me look at here. Let's leave that one. By the way, this is very simple. Before I will even dive in, let me make a simple thing. Let me take that one out. So that's what I want to focus on. All what I have now, it is a button on the top. They're going to create, and I'm going to go over it. And I have only the title. I have no table because I removed them. So this is really, when I make a table, this part T head, it's really for the first row. So the first row will have a number, customer, view, update, and delete. Exactly what I have right here. But I don't have any data. I have the button, I'm going to go over it, but I don't have the data. This is makes the data. This part. This part, putting the data inside. And that's a very important, that's the hardest part of the course, to understand that one. And don't worry, please go over it several times. If you have a hard time, please call Daniel, call Brenda, call whoever in our Michael, Jeremiah, whoever, that will help you, okay? This is very important for me that you know. See the way it's structured. You see, I'm starting as a TR and ending /TR. That means all of that inside here, it's inside every row. I can move it, by the way, okay? Let me even organize it in a nice, you know what I will do? So depend how you like stuff. I will do it this way. Let me do it this way. Okay. And please pay, I'm gonna do it slightly different. So it will be, then you know me, I'm very picky on those kind of things. But it's just really explain to you how a table is really being structured. A table has rows. So this is really one row. And why do I get several rows? For every customer in the table customers. You see the S? That's the why I named it here, customers. You see that? You have an S in the end. I get all the rows and I have plural. I have several customers. So that's why I'm looping, I'm making a loop like we have in Django. In Python, we have a loop. JavaScript, we have a loop. We'll learn about it more in next semester in JavaScript. But we have also in Ginger. We have it also in the template. So we're doing a loop here. We're looping over all the customers. So for each customer, I'm making a row. By the way, just for fun, let's delete all of those. I think we did it. We'll do it again. I'll just write bye, and put BR and close it. Okay? That's what will happen. Now you see I'm getting bye so many times because that is really kind of push that one aside. But we're going to fix it. But how many times he wrote bye? The number of customers I have in the table. Because for each one of them, he makes a new row. But I don't want bye. That's stupid. I want the data about the customer. So see the way I do it. I say I work parallel. See the first one in the title, the first one is a number. So what I'm going to do for the first one, I'm putting the customer number. Customer refer for the row, and every customer have a customer number. That's the way it's defined in the model. In the model, we define customer number as a column. So I'm taking that one and putting it here. Beautiful. What do I want in the next one? Customer name. So in the customer name, I did a trick. I put customer. Well, but that's not first name, last name. You know what? First of all, I'm finding here, why does it have only one? Maybe I, by mistake, deleted it. It should have really two brackets. Two brackets. But I'm going to do it two ways, okay? I'm going to do it two ways. First of all, the way we do it here, when you write only customer, the reason I put it here that way for you, because I wanted to teach you about this special function that you have here. When you just write customer, it goes to this function automatically. And what it does, it takes the first name, put a space in the middle, and write a last name. I went over that in the previous sessions. But if you only write customer, that's what it's going to do. If you don't want to use this function, you will have to do it explicitly, meaning I can do it this way. Look at that. Dot first name. This one, now we will not put last name. See, let's see if I'm right. You will put only the first name. Let's refresh. You see, I'm getting only the first name. But if I change that to say customer, it's going to go to the function automatically, you know, Django knows, it goes to here, and you will get first name and last name. You see, that's beautiful. Another way I can do it, okay? Another way I can do it, I can just, that's stupid way to do it, but legal, many times you might want to do it. You can put even dash in the middle if you want. Just change that one to last name. You will do it if you want to put something in the middle different than the whatever you have in the function. That will work. You see? And you put a dash. Let me put 5 dashes so you will see the difference. We'll put several dashes there. And just for demonstration purposes only. See, it works. So feel comfortable, play with it a lot, don't be afraid, okay? So why wasting typing time? I always do it this way. This is the right way to do things, but depends on the situation. You really need to understand how it works. That's the most important in certificate 1. And the next certificate, you will learn more other stuff to do. Okay, good. So we did that one. We did that one, and pay attention. This is going to the first column. This is going to the second column. That's exactly the way we see it here. The number goes in the first column. The name goes in the second column. What do we have in the third column? View, but we have a button. So let's look at this button. Well, that's button. We already have gone through all of that. Go one more time. First of all, this is really what it says inside the button. What makes the button nice and beautiful, it really is the class and all of that stuff we learn next semester. We don't really care about it in this semester. If I take it away, nothing will happen. It just will make it stupid button, not looks nice, but it will be a button that will function. You see, it's not even a button, but I can click on it, it will work. See, it works. It just doesn't look nice. And I would like it to look nice. That's why we learn all that styling in the future. And that's only just to make it nice. Okay, that's why we work in a team. Usually we work in a team at certificate 3 because you're not really going to learn and remember everything. Many times I ask my colleagues, how do you do something? Because I can't be expert on everything. In our group, we're going to have in Academy City several. Now Jeremiah is opening and he's going to have several people with him eventually, God willing, to learn styling. And then we'll be able to do any style we can think about. But this is really a simple one. If you need a button like that, just copy this one and that will do the work. Okay, so this part is not really important. It's the easy part. It's just a button. The important things, and this one is a hard one. I'm going to go over that again. I went over that last time. And since the other ones are really the same, I'm going to focus mostly on that one. The rest is very similar. What is really happening here? When I click on this button, it's on the view. Let me refresh it first to get the button back. When I click on the view, it's going to do something. What is it going to do? And that's what I'm telling him here. What I'm telling him is in a smart way. I say in a Django way. Django means I'm going to tell Django in a Django language, and he is going to do the work for me. He will make sure that's what will happen. What I mean is that I want him, when somebody click on this button, I want him to go to this application, billings. Oh, where is the application billings? Here it is. I want you to go here. But where here? I want you to go to the URL. Here it is. In the application billings, I want you to go to the URLs file. That's what it means. In the URLs file or the billings application. Go there. If somebody click here, I want you to go there, but inside this file, you should find a link with this name. Again, with this name. Okay, let's find it. Let's see if there is a name like that. Now, by the way, name is by the last part. You see name. Not as I did before. Before I was looking at on the browser tab. No. This time we're going to look at the names. So I'm looking for one with the name detailed customer. Why is detailed? No, delete. Detailed customer. Here it is. Exactly the way it says here. Detailed customer. So if somebody click here, I want you to go there. Okay. But hold a second. This one, if we look at it, is expecting a primary key. That's why we put that strange things. And I told you, don't waste your time understanding it. When you need to transfer primary key, just copy it this way for now. Next semester, we will learn a much more sophisticated approach. How you do it with Ajax. And that's what really what's special in Academy City. We do it even a better way. Sometimes you go back to this one, you combine the two methods. But don't even waste your time. Just next time you need transferring primary key, just copy the code as it is, and it will work. Don't waste your time even understanding. For now, in the future, you will see, you will understand. Okay, beautiful. I understood this line, and that's important for this certificate. That's what I do require. If you forgot how to make a table, the hell with it, that's okay. We'll have so much important. This one, very crucial. I'll repeat it. When somebody click on something that starts with an A and close with an A, I always have a link in the middle. That link says, go to the URLs of this application, the URLs of this billings application, to this URL. Inside the URL, go to the link with the name detailed customers. Detailed customers. Okay, you got here. Not only go there, transfer the primary key. That's why we're transferring the primary key here. We're putting here customer PK, which is really the primary key of the customer. I'm done. Django will do all the work. It will make sure that it will take me to here, and from here, it will take me to this view. As you know, I had views, but anyway, I know how to handle them. He automatically will know which customer it is because he got the primary key. He does all the work automatically. And when he gets there, he's going to open up a template by the name customer detail. And he's going to use the table customer. Okay. And inside the template, if I need to use the information, use the word customer. One more time. in a view, pay attention, this is different than all what we did so far. This is a function. Diff is a function. This is a class. Okay, but one time it's good to see it. I'm not going to ask too much about this one. Okay, most important for me that you know there, but it's really important for you as professional people to know that a lot of people use views extensively even. Okay, so you really should know of it. Okay, but that's not the heavy part of this course. It's very easy relatively. All what I need is detailed view. And then I'm putting the template is going to open. I'm going to tell him the database table. And I'm going to tell him what the name of, by the way, if I didn't put this one, it's going to use customer detail. But by telling customer inside the template, I can use the word customer. So let's open this one and look at it. By the way, if I click here, let's see, this is the template we're getting. So let's look at this template, how it looks like as a template. So I'm getting here, I'm going to the templates, I'm going to the billings and filing this customer detail. Customer detail, anybody? Here we go. Let's open it and here we go. Looks familiar. Again, so easy. By the way, look at the word customer here. Why can I use customer here? Because in the view, in the view, I define its customer. If I define that something else, if I define that my customer will not work, it doesn't know what my customer is. And in fact, inside here, it doesn't know what customer is. It will not work. Let's try it. It shouldn't work. You see, it got confused. It doesn't know what it is because the name is different. If I want it to work, I have to write here my customer and here my, but that's stupid name, my customer. Okay, now it will work because I'm consistent. Whatever I put in the view, that's what I put in the template. Here, you see it worked. But why do it in an awkward way? Okay, customer make more sense to me. And make sure you are consistent, so at least you know how it's linked. Okay, that should work. That's fresh. Same things, it works. Okay, but at least you know the meaning of every element: the template, model, and context object name. By the way, I never remember all of those. What I want, if I want to use a view and I think I just come here, I copy. And after I copy it, my memory come back to me. So I'm not asking you to know it actively. It won't be fair to you. Okay? I don't remember that myself, I'll be honest. Okay? I do remember this one by heart because I use it so much. But this one, I don't require you to remember by heart. Okay? But you should know that you need to put a template and a table. That's all. I can't really ask you more than that. I'm most likely not even going to ask that. Okay? But at least we understand and we know that it exists. And the rest is simple. Because all what I have here is a customer. This is the title. You can tell. By the way, this is a very interesting line. You should know by now, what does it do? This one is the title. It's this line. It's this line. You see, it says customer information, parentheses, another something. But pay attention, when I put the mouse on here, it's turned to a hand. Means if I click on it, it's going to do something. And here, when you look at that, this is exactly in the parentheses, we have a link. You see the A? The A is the link. And when I click on it, what is it going to do? It's going to go to the URLs or the deep billings application. This time it's going to go to the list customer link. So in another word, it's going to go to the URL again. This time is going to look for list customer. Here we go. He's going to go to here. Control B. He's going to go here. Hey, this one looks familiar. He's going to go back to really our main page of the customers. Okay, let's look at it. So this is really a nice way of allowing the user to go back if you want. And it's easy code. So let's look at it, how it's written in here. It's a very simple one. It's just telling him, go back. And this one is already becomes to be familiar to us. Okay. And just the trick is to put it nice inside the title. You can do that. That's not that important. Okay. The rest is really just a simple table. Has two rows. How do you know that there is two rows? There's one row, and that's the second row. The first row have a title, first name, and then a field which put the first name from the database. Second one was the last name and the name from last name. That's exactly what we see here. It's a table, has 1, 2, there's 2 columns. Here it's like an TH, make it green, okay? And there is a place that we can see in there. Okay, that takes care of that button. Let's look at the update. When we click here, it takes me to here. This one a little trickier. Usually, I'm not going to spend too much time, but you must know that. That's a very important. Let me close here. Let me look at the list. And what happened? We go into the next button. This is it. So this one going to be update. Transferring the primary key again. And so I go to the URLs. And this time I'm looking for the update. Update customer. Here we go. It's also a view. Okay. And again, in that view, I'm telling him which kind of field I want to be able to change, which template. So this is the important things, and the rest I don't really care. We can even delete them. Okay. Again, I tell him which table, I tell them which field I want to update, and I tell them which template. Very simple, very similar to the previous one. So, and again, honestly, I myself don't remember it. So if I need to do it, I know that I can do it. I go to this page. I always remember in the billing as I did it already, it works. If I need it for another table with different columns, I will just copy it, make the same, change the table to a different name, change the field to a different one, and a different template. But I don't need to remember it, okay? But I know how to use it. I know how to copy for myself. Okay, let's look at this template. This template should be in the right place. I should find it here, customer, update form, here we go. And bingo, very simple. But see, this one, it's a little tricky. Look at this segment. We have a form. What is a form? When you look at this page, this part, it's a form. Let me go back to here, and I'm going to open the view. This is not a form. Now, let me open a view. Let me do that. Let me go to the customer. So I go to the same one. Go the same. See the view. The view, look the same, but it's already, I cannot change things here. It's not a form. That's why I cannot change. I must have a form to be able to change something. You see that? So that's why we use a form in here. In the form, we have a nice thing that Django does it automatically. This one must be, first of all, the method is always post. You don't need to change. When you copy from yourself, just copy it just like that one. The method will be post, always. This one must be there always. Otherwise, it will not work. It will complain about security. How does it do it? You don't really care. I'll be honest with you, myself, I don't care. I do know how it works. But in the beginning, when I was studying it, I didn't really know how it does it. And I didn't care. And honestly, even if you don't know ever why, how he does it, who cares? You just need to know you need to put it there and it works. The next line is important. This one, it does automatically for you. It does it based on what you told him here. You told him, make me a form with those two fields, first name, last name. Therefore, when it comes here, it's building it up automatically for you. You don't need to create it in HTML. So that's why I make it like this here. Let me try it. Let me change it slightly so you can see what I mean. If I go here and remove the last name, okay, I removed it. Now, he understands when you want to make this form, he thinks you want only the first name. So if I refresh it, I will not see the last name. I will see only first name. See, only first name. It does it automatically for you. I don't like it automatically, by the way. So many times I will teach you in the next semester how you do it yourself. And you have more control because we make a lot of tricks on those ones, much more sophisticated than this one. But this is a good one for beginner. It's a very good one to know. So now that I open the last name, it's allowed me, is building up the form to allow me to put first name and last name. Now I can change Jimmy O'Mara Jr. I'm just making it up. Okay. Update. It update. It did the job. Go back to the list. Here we go. Where is Jimmy O'Mara Jr.? You see that? The update works. It did the whole work for me. I don't even need to think about it. Okay. Last one, last button, delete. Delete. Let's go back to the list, customer list. And that's the easiest one. Same things. We have a place in which makes the button nice. By the way, if you look at it, it says badge warning. It's put a different color. We put red usually. Primary, it's a blue usually. And info, it's green if I remember, okay? So this is only changing the colors. This one is making it looks rounded. And this one just a button, special button in Bootstrap. You will learn that library next semester. We'll mention it, okay? So I don't really care about this one. What I really care is about this one. Again, this by now, you know, I went over it so many times, okay? I go again to the URLs in the billings and to this function, to this name link. Where is that? Let's go back again. This time I'm looking for delete customer. Delete customer, where is that? Delete customer, here we go. So that means I'm going to go to here, Control B. Again, all what it requires me, customer. And this time, it's really interesting, very, very interesting. You see that? I am transferring to him customer, and I'm giving him something called reverse lazy. That means after you delete that customer, I want you to go to the list customer. By the way, the list customer will take us right to the first one. Remember, it goes to here. Is that right? Sorry, it's going to go to here. So it's like clicking on that button. So that's the only difference that it makes in the delete. But as I said, okay, I myself don't really remember all of that. I don't require you to know that stuff for the exam, the way like active. But if I show you, let's say I'm showing you just this one, and I ask you, what does it do? You should know it's deleting a customer in that level. But I'm not going to ask you, write that function, that class. It's not be fair. I myself don't remember it, and I don't even want to remember, be honest. I just know that if I see it, I can manipulate it if I want to or I need to, okay? And as we go along, we will learn much more sophisticated stuff than that. You will learn redirect and We'll use functions and much more sophisticated than that. But this is a beautiful for a beginner. So we went over all the buttons beside the last one, the create, and we conclude the session with that one. When I click on that one, see what happened. Is opening another form. And then after I fill it up, let's write here, David. Yeah, I hope I spelled it right. David Johnson. I probably didn't spell it right. Here we go, Johnson. Submit. Bingo. Bring me to this page. This looks like the update page. Remember? Click on that. Back. Oh, David Johnson in the bottom. So the process is very interesting. I click here, takes me to a form, and that form, I put the names, I click OK, update or whatever, create, takes me to confirm, and then back to here. So which one takes me to here? So let's look at that button. Where is it? Let's go back to here, and no, not this one, sorry, this one. Let's go all the way up, and here we go. This one, just make the button the way it is. So we don't really care. We care about this one. But this one, we already know how to read. Go to billings application, the URLs of this billing application, and go to create customer. So I'm going to go there. Where is create customer? Here we go. Click on that, Control B. And let's see what happened. Oh, that's cool. Wow, that's the hardest one. And I went over that with you last time. I'll go over that one more time. I think it's worth the time repeating, and we conclude the session. So the first part is only for the post. So theoretically, I can take that one and take it out. And then it becomes to be a simple view. That's a function, by the way, not a class. And this one we already know. I'm not transferring anything, simple template. So let's look at this template, data entry customer. Data entry customer. Here it is. Let's open it. And here it's very simple. Look at that. We have a form. Okay. In the form, it's very simple. Here, by the way, this one, that's what I meant before. We're not letting Django build up for us the form. We're building it up by ourselves. We're making a place to type in the first name. We're making a place to type in the last name. And then we have a submit button. Exactly the way when I click here, that's what happened. Here we go. We have a place for the first name. So what is this one? This one, it's really just the label. Here's the label. And it tells me that it's for this button. That means this one goes with this one. This is an input. The input is the place that somebody can type in something. Okay? So, and I'm giving it a name, first name, ID, and the name. I usually put them the same things. It's going to be a text, and it's required. If somebody doesn't put, you cannot click on the submit. It will put the first name. And by the way, you see it says enter first name. It says placeholder. By the way, if you look at that here, it says enter first name. This is really whatever you type in the placeholder. I usually don't even put it there. And if I want to put it, I look it up online because I never remember. I do remember input. That's important. You need an input to put data. That's the only thing that's important. The second important is the name to be the first name. The rest is simple. Usually the type is text because that's what you're using it for. Sometimes you can put a button, so the input function like a button. Like the last one, you see, this is an input, but we make it as a submit button. You got it? So you know this is not really an input, it's a submit. So this looks like a button. This one is really just like this one. This is a button. See that? But I don't really like it. Sometimes I don't really like to put the input. I put like just a button. You have also a button in HTML. As you go along, you'll find it. The second one is the same thing, it's just for the last name. Okay, so this is for the first name, this is for the last name. And by the way, you have a form. It's always a post. And always you put these strange things for security. That's it. So this is the form that's going to be open. So after I open it, I click on the submit. But when I click on the submit, where is it going? It's going back to here. Because I didn't put anything in the action, it's going to go back to the same function. But see the strange things. Here, let me demonstrate. I can fill up Amos, okay, and write Amos. And it's not going to put it in, because when I submit it, you see what happened? It just gave me this one again. And it definitely didn't save it. Let's go back even to the customer. Let's go back to the customers. Here we go, refresh. Amos doesn't exist. And why is that? Because I deleted this part. This one, when it comes back, after it's sending me this one, I fill up the information, it comes back to here. The next time it comes back, it's a method is post. I went over that last time. I just remind you again. And after it comes back, then I'm pulling the data. The user, see now the request, how important is the request? The request is keeping, now if I do it, by the way, let me click here. And if I type Amos, and I type again Amos here, this time when I click submit, I don't click it yet, I just want to explain, it comes back to here and the condition is post. It will come here, it will put the first name, which is Amos, that's what I typed. Last name I typed also Amos. So it's reading those two variables, it will say Amos. And is creating a new row in the database. And the variable is customer. And that one, after I get the customer, see what it does. Very amazing. This is the most beautiful, the hardest one in the course. Harder than the previous one. And we'll finish with this one. Pay attention, it says redirect. We will use a lot of redirect. By the way, it's similar to the lazy reverse. This one is going to this page, but this one I like much better. It looks harder, but in my opinion, is much more elegant. Really brilliant. We will use it so much. Get used to it. It's very hard. For first time, it's extremely hard. See, after I created the customer, this is an object in Python. This is an object that, or a class you can call it, that really knows what I put in the row. It's representing the new row that was created with the first name and the last name. This customer knows everything about it. Moreover, since this is a customer object, it can go to the model, and in the model, it can use any function you want. I can add more functions here, and we will see in more advanced classes. For now, this is a very basic one. This one, all the job of this function is to tell me where I want to go after I enter the data. So it says redirect. Redirect means go to wherever these functions tell you. Oh yeah, this is the same, by the way. I just got confused between the item and the customer, but they are exactly the same. In the customer, redirect to whatever this function tells you. This function is just this one. What this function does, it tells you go to the billings, go to this function. And this one we already know. It's the detail. This is really like the update and transfer to it the primary key. Okay, this is the harder things in the course, honestly. For me, when I was studying the first time, I couldn't understand it. I was going over that so many times until I finally figured it out. it's really hard. So I will repeat it one more time. When we get back to here, I put the data first name, last name. I create a customer. This is a class, and the class has a special function. This function is here in the model, okay? And all what this function does usually is telling me where to go. And this one is telling me go to this link in the DB links and transfer the primary key. By the way, the primary key, it's my primary key. That's why we use self.pk. That's really confusing. Very, very confusing. All what it says, use the primary key of the objects that call that function, which is, in this case, it's this customer. So when we're creating, the customer is creating a primary key, the customer number. So it automatically, when I call this function, is going to use it right in here. Honestly, I wish you understand it. If you don't understand it, don't feel bad. You should feel just like the way I felt when I studied it first time. Now I'm expert on that. I utilize it so many places in so many sophisticated way. Okay, so don't feel stupid and don't feel bad if you don't understand it. Go over it over and over and over. And I will ask Daniel and Brenda and the rest to go over it more and more. Please try to understand it. I'm not going to flunk you in the exam if you don't fully understand it, okay? Because I know it's hard. But believe me, you will be expert on it. Moreover, I will even teach you in the next semesters how you add more functions. I want more functions. And you can do that. Diff, call, Amos. And that, by the way, just a legitimate function in the model. And here I can write a code that can send an email to Amos, not just call or send email. I can call it send email. And then in here, I will make it send email with the data from the customer. That's really more advanced stuff. Not for today, not for this course. And I do that, by the way. And we will get there, don't worry. You will get there, okay? For now, just focus on that one. This is a nice redirect. The objective of this one, when we get to the view, so what happened here? We're getting called by the form, we get the data, we create a row, a new one, and then we redirect to this one. Redirecting to this one means that after I'm here, I'm clicking, it's put the data in the database and open this one. This is what it did. I cannot change that one. This is only for view. And now I can go back from the one it's sent. And here we go, Amos. That's beautiful. Okay, this is really ending the course. Well, we have learned a hell of a lot. Is that right, guys? Why don't you turn on your camera so I can see you? Turn on mine too. Okay, this is a hard course, as I said. This is hard stuff, but I really hope everybody step up and really get to this level. Next semester, it's even harder semester, but it will be easier for you because you will start getting used to it. That's what usually happens. When you study in the university, you realize second year, it's the hardest year. Everybody knows. But when you are in a college, you always think the first year was so hard, my God, you want to kill yourself. The truth of the matter, when you get to the second year, you realize first year it was really easy. But you get used to it, and therefore people survive. Some things here. First course, it really is hard. But it will get easy because you'll repeat, like in university. When you get to the third year, you look at the first year and you say, oh, this is really easy. So when you get to certificate 3, you will realize how easy it is. You ask Brenda, everything we studied today, she will say this is easy. You ask Daniel, you ask Mildred, you ask any one of them, because they already have got 2 levels higher. And we repeat the stuff. But pay attention what you got from this semester. You finally know what is a website. You thought you know what a website is before you took this course. Now you really do know. You know what Python is all about. Are you expert in Python? No, no way. You're far away from being expert. Are you a web designer? No, no, you are not. But you know a little bit what it is. Are you Django expert? No, you are not. So what do you know? You know nothing, but you know a hell of a lot at the same time. Some things when you study mathematics, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, you think you know something, you really know nothing until you get to college and then you study the heavy duty stuff. But you have to start somewhere. And the beauty here for the semester that we have gone through, I think it's the only place that I know of that really taking you from A to Z to understand what are you going to study. You're going to study deeper Python. You're going to study deeper JavaScript. You're going to study the structure of Django. And when you get to more advanced like machine learning, you'll be able to write something in machine learning and you know how to integrate it into a framework of a software. And that's a big jump. This is the hardest course, in my opinion, and the easiest course. The more you advance, it will turn to be the easiest. But in my opinion, it's the hardest because you have to change the way you think. You got exposed to something you never have seen before. So good luck to you guys, unless you have questions. And please, please, next week, you're going to have 2 sessions, Monday and Wednesday with Brenda and Daniel. Okay? And if you need more than that, let Brenda know. She will add more session, even one-on-one. But please, I beg you, for your career, and make me happy. I always tell Jeremiah and everybody, make me happy. And you know how you make me happy? That you learn the material very well. Then I'm very happy. Because I want to get to a point 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you give me a call and you say, Amos, you know, I got a beautiful job. And you know why I got the job? Because I really learned a hell of a lot of things useful. Then you make me absolutely happy. Okay? Okay, good luck to you guys and have a good one. I don't know why, my camera is off. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Good luck. Brenda, everything's cool. Daniel, I don't know, I don't see Daniel, but I assume he's around. Have a good one, guys, and hope to see you next semester, okay? Have a good one. Good luck.